Thank you so much for staying with SABC News. Public Works and Infrastructure Minister Sihle Zikalala is hosting a young professional seminar with industry role players in the engineering and built environment. The Young Professionals Programs is looking at addressing skills shortages in the built industry and build skills capacity to support the built environment industry. The department also wants to use the program to accelerate professional registration within the environment. SABC News economics reporter Katlego Legodi is at the seminar and he joins us live. Katlego, thank you so much for joining us on Point. What have been the most interesting points that have come about how to skill people, particularly young people, in the construction industry that you have heard about?
A very good afternoon to you, Diabo, and to our viewers at home. Well, really, when you look at what has been happening here, there have been back-to-back conversations with those within the built environment space, government here, the private sector here, the council here, but the VIPs, in terms of why we find ourselves here, are the young professionals that will really want to capitalize and get the best out of this particular, move. We know very well that this is a program, Diabo, whereby the Department of Infrastructure, of Public Works and Infrastructure, just journeys with these young people from as back as grade 10 already, and they're taken in, given bursaries to go to universities. But we hear that there are challenges when they graduate. They don't really get to go into the professional space and practice, which is why the minister here has gathered them to really give them an ear in terms of really where the gaps lie within this space and how then the department, the council and the private sector can come through for these young people so that they get certificates. We're hearing, Diabo, that it takes them about 12 years, after having studied, for them to can really get professional certificates that would ensure that they oversee projects and they even start their own companies. I'm going to bring into the conversation now Dr. Sihle Zikalala, who joins us as the CEO of the Built Environment Council, who'll just give us a sense of really what we've been coming across right here. Young people just allaying their concerns. We just come out of a panel discussion right now whereby they're talking about really the need of transformation within this particular space so that we really get the best out of what they do and deliver the well-needed services through the Department of Public Works and Infrastructure. Yours becomes a very important sector in ensuring that we oversee this particular program. Really just give us a sense of why we find ourselves here, why we find you here, and why it is important that these young people are given an ear.
Thank you very much for the opportunity to the SABC and the colleagues. Look, I think for me, as a council, our mandate really is to ensure that we create opportunities for young people. So what we are here for today is not only to assume that the challenges they face, we know them. But these are young people who are going through a candidacy program. And therefore, it is important that as we design these programs on how you can go through your professional journey as a young professional, we also appreciate the challenge that they may encounter. One of them is that for you to become a professional registered person in the built environment, you must have a good mentor. A mentor is someone who's experienced in the industry, who has gone through the similar journey as you, who can guide you on how you have to become an ethical person or a professional, a person who understands the role that they play in society, but also to help you to prepare for your peer review, because for you to obtain your PR status, you get peer reviewed by your colleagues in the industry, where you come and present your portfolio of evidence of the work you've done. So this session for us, it helps us because it's an interface between what these young kids do and what are the challenges that they confront in the sector and how we can then intervene to address those issues. So I think as a Council for the Built Environment, we are actually very privileged to be convened by the Minister. And it's an annual event that we do, but today the Minister and the Deputy Minister did honor our invitation. So we are grateful that some of the issues that are coming through from here will then assist us in developing a better program moving forward.
And these young people, we know very well that the sector becomes very important in terms of the delivery of services. We've seen them showcase some of the projects that they've been working on over time. Some of those projects, we're talking about bridges, we're talking about just infrastructure development on the base within our communities. Do we see some of those things that they, come across or come with? Those innovations really tend to find meaning when they get professional and they get certificates and qualifications through this particular program.
The benefit of interacting with young professionals is that they actually work outside the orthodox way. They actually challenge us to think through. I mean, one of the issues that's been coming through in our conversation today is how do we shorten the duration of the journey of becoming a professional. And I think working with my colleagues in the sector and in the industry, we have to look at how can we ensure that we retain the quality and the standards, but at the same time, make it not easy, but we make it possible for a young professional, especially those who come from disadvantaged background, to obtain their professional status. And I think that's been a challenge that we're sitting with, wherein it takes longer for someone to become a PR, and we're not proud of that, because as the sector wants to transform, we have to ensure that we create a conducive environment for one to practice. Without leveling the playing field, next year we'll be talking about the shortage of skills, young professional leaving the industry to other countries. And I think such intervention by the Minister and the DM and the colleagues in the sector really are helping us to think through some of the issues that we must put forward as an intervention, as a council. And I think that's our mandate, to ensure that we create an environment that will drive the transformation and professionalism of the sector as a whole.
And we know very well that one of the issues that have come out as well within this particular sector would be the stumbling blocks, even where projects are concerned. Some projects don't get to see the light of day. Others are disturbed by the likes of your construction mafias. And we see a lot of demoralized young people that are innovators, that are engineers, that would want to see their projects find meaning within this space. The economy as well at the center of some of these lack of developments through projects that are not finished. Is this something that we will see being addressed here? And over time, do we see you as the council working with government to really address the issue, especially this one of the construction mafia?
Look, I think the Minister and the DM has called us to convene what you call anti-corruption built engagement with the sector and with society as well, because from where we sit in some of the challenges we face in getting young professionals, especially women and young girls, into the sector, is the issue of safety. One of the young parents said to us, would you allow your child to get into a sector wherein they can be confronted with an AK-47? And we actually started thinking about the sector and the profession in the near future, to say if we start losing young professionals to go to other actuaries and other professions, we might have a challenge in the near future. So therefore, the initiatives that government has put forward to say how do we ensure that the issue of the construction mafia is addressed by all sectors of society, but from a professional point of view, we ensure that we play our role. Because if we don't do it now, I think in the near future we might have young people leaving the sector, and those that are in the sector currently, they are also complaining about the disturbances and the costs that are associated with the project disruption. And I think it's something that we must think broadly about, without making it a police matter. There are other social issues, and I think the department is leading on the social facilitation project, wherein now we want to engrave that as part of the project life cycle, that social facilitation must be part of your project conceptualization, so that at least you ensure that you cater for such issues as they arise.
All right. Doctor, thank you very much, sir, for your time. Let's release you so you can go interact some more with the young ones that are here. The energy just, out of this roof, Diabo, where young people are concerned. They really want to be heard. Most of them just talking about legacy issues within this sector. They're pushing for transformation and also to see their projects through. Also, just, more or less just emphasizing on the need for mentorships and the cutting of this time frame before they can become professionalized within this particular sector. So all of these things will be taken to government and the private sector, looking at really ensuring that these young ones get really an ear from government and those that are here today. Diabo, back to you in studio for now.
Thanks, Katlego. Let's hope that the situation will definitely change for those in the built industry.